guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dre and this is my Seat Leon Cupra 2008. If you've previously watched my first video that I uploaded, I did do a debadge grill install, but also what you guys have missed out is the online insert that I installed myself. This is a nice little mod that I purchased off of Takelot. I actually purchased two, and I had to actually kind of fabricate that small bumper just to fit that piece in. So what you're looking at is a Cupra1p, not a Seat Leon Cupra anymore. I do have a matching badge in the rear. I'll just show you now. There's a bit light, but yeah, basically that's where the badge goes. Unfortunately, I didn't do a video of me doing this mod. I don't know why, but yeah, it's installed on the car. It looks sick. Cupra1p actually stands out. I couldn't actually get a Cupra1p front grille like this before, so I had to make up my own. But yeah, that's what you guys apparently missed out on. But for this video, I'm gonna be installing a quick release kit for the front bumper. If you have a look at this bumper, the clip on the inside is actually broken, and my father actually tried using super glue to actually get it back in line, and then you just normally press it in, but every time you drive it, it keeps popping out. So what I suggested that I'm going to install a quick release kit for the front bumper, whereby I remove the full bracket on the inside and then insert two quick release buttons that sit right over here and on the opposite side as well. If you look on this side is perfectly fine. A slight misalignment there, but nothing to worry about. Mostly the right hand side is an issue. If you don't know what a quick release kit is, basically you got your button, and this actually screws onto the bumper itself with a spring release button, and then you have a threaded bar which actually bolts onto a bracket. I'm gonna have to fabricate that on my own with a kind of like a small ball to actually catch on the inside. Now it simply works is with these two nuts and washers, bolt onto the bracket on the inside of the bumper and sit like so, and then this guy actually bolts onto the bumper. I'm gonna have to drill holes for this, and then it locks with this big nut on there. It locks there. That sits on the bumper, and then this guy sits on the bracket on the inside, and essentially it clips in and it sits like that on the bumper, so it won't actually pop out on its own unless it's pressed by the button itself. It did come with a metric thread on it to adjust it so you can get that flush look that you're looking for. I could have went with one aside, but I actually ordered four, so I'm actually doing two aside. So where those guys are actually go and sit, it's actually going to sit about here, one in front and then one in the rear. So to get this line straight and to get this line straight as well, I'm going to insert two. So for that to happen, I have to strip off the front bumper completely again, and then remove the original brackets that are on there, and then fabricate my own so I can actually install the quick release kit. Okay, we are having load shedding now, so please forgive me for no lights that we have over here. It's always a bit of an issue. We're actually having 4 hours load shedding today. Very nice. Okay, so this is what the engine bay looks like. I just do need to give it a clean, sort out 1-2 oil leaks on it, and then yeah, we sort it out from there. So basically what you're going to be looking for is 1, 2, 3 and 4, the main guys on the top, Then you'll have about 3 torque screws on the inliner and then like 2 on the bottom, so it's like 2 there, 3 up top, and then there's 1 that actually sits up this way. And then you'll have the same on the right hand side. One guy will be sitting up like this, and then about 3 this way, and then 2 that way on the bottom torque screws. And then underneath the whole car you'll have about, I think about 6 all in all that go underneath, and then just a matter of pulling either side out and then the bumper's off. So all these screws are removed. There's a majority of them there, and yeah, I'm just gonna rip off the bumper now. Not rip off, but that pops off there. That pops off there. Give it a wiggle. And then yeah, bumper's totally off. And then what you do need to remove again is the pipe for the windscreen washer pipe. You need to remove that guy, and then now you can't see, but there is a plug right over here for the fog lights. You have to remove both of them, and then the bumper just comes off completely. Okay, so what I was mentioning is this plastic bracket right here. So the clip is actually broken in, there's nothing for it to grab. That clip is broken, so I'm actually going to remove this whole bracket. These parts you most likely have to order from Spain, and that's like 6 months to almost a year waiting period, whereas you can just come up with your own plan and add a quick release kit. Aesthetically should look nice as well, and also a nice cheap mod for it. So yeah, I'm just gonna remove those brackets and then possibly try and fabricate some brackets for the buttons itself. Okay, these are the universal quick release buttons. These are actual threads. Surprisingly, they actually thread into the original thread that sit there from the old parts that I did move out. I didn't put the washers or the nuts on, I just wanted to get a proper look at how it sits, and it's actually quite neat actually. What I'm not happy about is this guy here. I would prefer it to be slightly a bit more up, so I'm gonna have to fabricate a bracket for here, and yeah, I'll use the existing ball for it, the torque screw bolt, and then most possibly make a sort of like a Z shape bracket that comes up with a hole on it. Okay, so yeah, Z shape. So it's gonna have to mount onto there, step up, come across with a hole somewhere about here. That one's perfectly fine, that's right there where I need it. It's just this guy I need to make a bracket for. So I'm just gonna use like a normal flat bar or something like that, and then bend it to the angles that I need, and then she's skippy. Yeah, so it is actually almost like where I need it to be, but I will have to adjust these guys to see how far out or far in I need to go for the bumper to be flush and for the button to clip in properly. Actually having the same thread to match that for the fender is actually nice as well. I didn't realize that the threads are actually the same, because this is a universal kit that I am using. And yeah, so I just need to fabricate brackets for either sides. Well, I'm gonna have 2, one for the upper one and one for the upper one on the left side as well. If you are enjoying this video, please do me a favor, like and subscribe. Okay, so we're back with part 2 of the front bumper quick release kit. When I left the video yesterday, we just hit load shedding, and yeah, I basically had to fabricate some brackets for the pins that I was going to install for the threaded bar. And while we were in the midst of load shedding, this is what I came up with. So basically, initially I wanted to make a L bracket, one that actually comes up, moves to the side and comes up this way. So instead I just found a old door hinge with two holes that actually matched this. I don't even have to drill the holes, they were exactly the same size as the threaded bar and the nut size. And I basically just cut one part off and filed it down, and it actually fitted right where I needed to, just in between the headlights and the fender bracket. But yeah, it came out pretty nice. Everything's assembled. I did get the measurements from the complete fender to the bottom sensor bolts. I just marked these lines for when I put the bumper on, and I know where to actually drill the holes as well. So these are just the markings, but basically it's like this. And yeah, the curve is still there to compensate, because I had to bend this tip just to compensate for the bend of the fender coming out like this. This one is completely straight, just that guy I had to bend a little bit. And then the bracket, so it did come up pretty nice. I'm just waiting for the final phase, which is drilling. I want to do that last on a measure 2-3 times before I actually start drilling, because I only got one bumper. And yeah, there's a clips here. If you do have a look, okay, that's gonna be basically like that. So it's already in the shape of the fender as well. It's more or less of a flush look, but I will adjust it when I get the bumper on and drill the holes. But yeah, that's how it looks. I would like to make a kit for Seat Leons, such as my sign, like the Mark IIs. I'd like to make a kit for anyone that would be interested in making quick release kits for their front bumpers. I'll just have to basically design a layout in terms of the bracket itself, the measurements, and where to drill the holes, and what to disassemble and assemble. And then I'll make full kits and most probably make a product for myself that I can actually sell. But yeah, so far this is where I'm at. I'm just waiting for the lights to come back. We are in the midst of load shedding again, and I just need some power to drill. I don't have electric tools, so yeah, that's a kind of unfortunate part. But here on this side we have the exact same thing. Made both the brackets, and then the measurements are the same from the top of the fender to the center, and likewise there the bend is the same, exact side, so it conforms to the fender as well. And then my markings for the holes to drill. And to have a look there, it's more or less even more flush than the left hand side, but it does bend along with the bumper. That's basically what I'm going for. And yeah, so last thing is just to drill the holes on the bumper, assemble that on, test fit it, make the adjustments on the knobs here so everything is flush on the fender to bumper. Once that's done, I'll remove it off completely, do a front engine bay clean, because I need to clean the stuff up, and then assemble it back together. And then I'll give you a final end product view of what it actually looks like, and me actually using the buttons itself, so I can just give you guys a proper look at how its function is. Yeah, more of an aesthetic look I'm going for rather than a performance gain, but the bumper was pushed out and I needed to sort it out, so I can't get a new bracket, so I just make use of these. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a quick demonstration of how the buttons actually work. So all you have to do is just press the button, bumper gets removed. To put it back in, you just press it, and it's secure.